Afternoon, honored guests and our students. We're going to begin our ceremony today. I'd like to introduce to you our choir director, Glenn Robertfeld, is going to perform our national anthem.
Feel free to stand and join with me as we honor America with the Star Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red clad, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Mr. Robertfeld. Welcome honored students, staff, families, guests, and veterans to the Riverside High School military signing ceremony. My name is Mike Hall, and I'm the principal of the Riverside campus. Today we gather at this prestigious military wall of honor to recognize and celebrate the commitment and valor of graduating seniors who have chosen to embark on a noble path of service to our country. Before us stand men and women who have made the courageous decision to answer the call to duty, to defend the nation's freedoms, and to uphold the values we hold dear. They have demonstrated remarkable dedication, integrity, and patriotism, traits that exemplify the very best of our youth. As we witness each student take their solemn oath, let's not forget the sacrifices they are willing to make on behalf of all of us. They will be the guardians of our liberties, the protectors of our way of life, and the champions of justice around the world. To the teachers, mentors, coaches, families, and friends gathered here today, your unwavering support and encouragement have played an integral role in shaping these young men and women into the exceptional individuals they are. Your love, guidance, and sacrifice have not gone unnoticed, and we thank you for entrusting us with the privilege of nurturing and educating these remarkable individuals. Thus, let us now bear witness to this momentous occasion as we extend our heartfelt congratulations and deepest gratitude to our future service members. May your journey be filled with pride, purpose, and unwavering resolve. Thank you for your service, and may God bless you all. At this time, I'd like to introduce our speaker for today, Miss Beth Knezevich. She is a 1985 grad of Riverside High School, served in the Army from 96 to 04, and is the current president of our Alumni Association. Miss Knezevich.
Thank you, everyone, for attending here today. Can you hear me okay? A special thanks to Becky for everything she does here at Riverside, honoring our veterans. It's an honor to be the first female veteran to speak at Military Signing Day. I'm grateful to everyone who answers the call, but especially grateful to those female veterans who came before me and opened the doors that allowed me to serve our country. In 1981, my senior year, when the recruiters came around, I was interested in joining the military, but not enough to commit. Then in 1996, my younger brother Greg said that the quartermaster unit he was in needed a paralegal. So I took the ASVAB, and within a few months I was off to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for basic training. At over 30 years old, my drill sergeants called me grandma. But that was okay, because I proved I belonged there, and I went on to serve 8 years as a legal specialist in the Army and reached the rank of sergeant. I can truly say my family did our share, because after 9/11, my brother, my 2 nephews, and I were all away from home on active duty. I was mobilized to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, under Operation Enduring Freedom Orders. While there, my team, the 9th JAG Detachment, provided legal support to over 27,000 deploying service members. The most challenging day of my career was when a psychological operations unit from Parma came through my legal assistance line before deploying to Iraq. One of the deploying soldiers was my brother Greg. I signed off on his legal paperwork, not knowing where or when I would see him again, but I'm glad to say he did make it home safely. One of the highlights of my career was a tandem parachute jump with the Army Golden Knights. That was truly an amazing day, one I will never forget. Although I no longer wear the uniform, service is still important to me, especially helping my fellow veterans. I currently serve on the board of Honoring Our Heroes, where our mission is to keep veterans in their homes by assisting them with home repairs. To our military signees here today, I'm proud of you for answering the call. I hope that your careers are everything you expect them to be and more. I mean this sincerely. Take your training very seriously, but enjoy boot camp. You will be challenged like you have never been challenged before. You will learn leadership and other important lifelong skills and make lifelong friends from people from all over this great country. No matter what your job is or how long you serve, know that you did your share. Let me be one of the first to say thank you for your service. Thank you, everybody. Go Beavers.
There are 2 enlistees who are not able to be here today. I just want to make a note of those 2. Jake Catlett, who did enlist last year for the United States Army National Guard, and also Nathan Maes, Prince Maes, who has enlisted in the U.S. Navy. I'd like to call Staff Sergeant Joseph Catlett up to speak about Benjamin Weiss, who is enlisted who will enlist in the United States Army National Guard.
Thank you. Ben and I share something pretty interesting. We have the same birthday, August 8th. So when I started working with Ben, I knew that I had a special recruit on my hands. He's determined, he's smart, and he knew what he wanted to do with his future. He knew that the National Guard was going to be able to help him accomplish all of his goals. His plans are to go to college, use the National Guard scholarship to pay for college, and then follow into his dad's footsteps into Special Forces. He actually joined shortly after his 17th birthday, so sometime around late August, early September. His job is 11 Bravo, and he's been coming to RSP, which is a recruit sustainment program out in Newton Falls, once a month since he joined. Recently, Ben volunteered to compete in RSP Warrior Challenge. So there were about 37 participants in this challenge from different companies throughout the state of Ohio. They were tested with a PT test in which he made 514 or scored 514 points when the average score is 460. He also competed in skills test with highest recorded score. They did other things like they did like a team obstacle course, electronic weapons qualifications, where he shot a 38 out of 40. On the second day, they competed in a 5-mile ruck carrying 30 pounds, and he completed it with his teammate in 63 minutes, 12 minutes faster than the Army standard. And he and his teammate were awarded by a general with a challenge coin. and there were only 3 people that were awarded with that coin out of the 37 participants. So we already know that not only does Ben meet the standard, but he exceeds it. And I'm pretty excited to see what he's going to do with his future. He does plan, once he goes to college, to join the ROTC program, which he'll be also getting a stipend from. So that's our simultaneous program where he can be in the National Guard and join the ROTC program. And when he graduates college, he's going to commission as an officer. So I know that he's going to do great things, and we're very proud to have him on our team. And I'd like to present him with this Ohio National Guard Scholarship Award.
Next, I'd like to introduce Staff Sergeant Cameron Kushbiel from the U.S. Army to talk about Vanessa Valdivia.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out and supporting these new privates in our military. It's a big deal to commit years of your life to this organization, whether it's Marines, Army, National Guard, something we don't take lightly. Vanessa originally enlisted in the reserve, went through the whole process, came back to us and said, hey, I want something more, I want to commit more. So we did all her paperwork again. It was a nightmare, and we got her to go active. So this summer she's actually going to go out and fall in with the active Army. She's been a huge support with our other future soldiers. She already has a broad knowledge base, having been to basic training before, and she's able to share that with our other future soldiers who are a little nervous about, this adventure that they're going on. She teaches them, how to do PT and how to march, how to respond to non-commissioned officers and officers. So we have high hopes for her. She's going to do great in the active Army, and we can't wait to see where her career goes.
Last year, and I had a prepared speech, but I don't now. But last year I basically just talked about how I looked up to my stepdad, who was a Marine for 20 years, and I wanted to follow into his footsteps, not necessarily Marines, because he told me I was a little bit smarter than that. Which I thought it was a good option, because they definitely do have a lot of things that I want to do, and I don't want to really get thrown under the bus. Not saying that y'all will, but I definitely do look up to him a lot, and he is a big role model in my life, and I'm kind of glad that he kind of helped me grow up and be responsible and be a good kid, because now I get to be an adult and be better.
Next, we'll call Staff Sergeant John Martis from the U.S. Marines to talk about Troy Leishman.
Thank you all for having me. Again, I'm Staff Sergeant Martis. I'm the military representative for Ashtabula County and half of Lake County. And to speak a little bit about Troy, I've known him for going on over a year now. And something that actually makes him a little bit special is the fact that he sought out the Marine Corps. It takes a person with the determination and courage and willingness to serve something more than himself to reach out and take on the challenge of becoming a United States Marine. Versus most recruiters have to go out and find them. He came and found us, which says a lot. And the next few months of his life, he will be attending the longest initial recruit training in the armed forces and the hardest, with a little bit of a higher drop rate because of how challenging it is. He will be tested both physically and mentally the entire time. he will be pushed well past his limits, which is, I think, one of the things that like drew him towards the Marine Corps is because of the challenge that it does present. As it's we're already the smallest branch in the armed forces, and it's even harder to find anybody who can qualify for the Marine Corps. I don't know if you guys watch the news, but this is the only branch that has not budged on any standard for initial entry into the armed forces. So me saying that says that he actually qualified. He met all the minimum standards to make it into the Marine Corps. He met the ASVAB score, the physical fitness test, which only gets harder as you go throughout recruit training. He starts off with that 1.5 miles, which isn't that big of a deal. It's not too hard. He's one of the more physically fit in the entire pool program of RSS Mentor. And he'll be working his way up to regular 3 to 5 mile runs every single morning. And as far as what we can expect from him, it's been across a pretty broad spectrum of what he wants to do in the Marine Corps, as we have all the same exact jobs as every other branch except for medical. We use corpsmen for that. So he's still looking at his options, and it has ranged everywhere from the infantry, the proudest MOS in the Marine Corps, all the way to the trades. So once we take a look at his scores, which he scored high enough to be qualified for the majority of all the jobs in the Marine Corps, he'll make a decision and get him off to recruit training shortly after he graduates. Yeah, I know he's looking forward to it because he's been wanting to do this for quite a long time. I know his dad was a Marine, and that's sort of like one of the things that inspired him to want to do this as well, on top of everything else that I mentioned about him wanting to push himself well past his limits and see how far he could actually go. So to the rest of you, thank you for making a decision to do something in the armed forces. As everybody knows, our numbers are pretty low. I'm going to challenge all of you to go find your friends and get them to enlist in a branch, because we all know the armed forces need it right now more than ever, and it might help you get promoted. I don't know what the other incentive programs are for the other branches, but if you get people to join, then you get promoted, which gives you a little bit more money coming out of recruit training. For us, it gives you a lot more responsibility. Once you get the fleet as a private first class, there's a good chance you could be in charge of a team, or seeing how low the numbers are, you could be a squad leader. It's not uncommon to be an 18-year-old in charge of 12 other people's lives, and their training and success in the Marine Corps. But yeah, I definitely look forward to sending him off to boot camp and seeing him whenever he comes back. And yeah, congratulations to all of you. Go find your friends and help the rest of the armed forces out and getting some people. All right. Congratulations again.
If any of the recruits would like to come up and say a few words, this would be the time to do so. There's no expectation, but if you'd like to do that, come on up.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to get up here and thank my parents, my mom, my dad, my grandparents, my little brother, my 2 little brothers, and my recruiter for just being with me along this journey and helping me along to finally decide to join the armed forces and the National Guard. So thank you all.
I just want to thank my family, my recruiter, for giving me this opportunity of something special. Without him, I wouldn't know what I would be doing, and I thank him.
I'd like to invite the recruits at this time to sign the documents. To the future service members before us, know that you carry with you the hopes and dreams of a grateful nation. As you embark on this new chapter of your lives, may you find strength in the values instilled in you, courage in the face of adversity, and camaraderie in the bonds of brotherhood and sisterhood. Today, realize that you do not walk alone. You carry with you the support and admiration of your peers, teachers, and community. You represent some of the very best of Riverside High School, and we are immensely proud of each and every one of you. Also, I want to thank the families and friends of these students for their role in the development of these outstanding young people. Continue to chase excellence every day in all that you do. You know that your roots in this district and community run deep with support, honor, and love. At the refreshment table, which we'll go to here shortly, there are forms to purchase books if you're interested in that, and also for support, veteran t-shirts that are over there. The ceremony is ended. Please feel free to take pictures here at the Wall of Honor with your family, friends, and guests, and invite you all over to the refreshment. Thank you.